Hey, Matthew Brenner here from Action Karate Online. So I wanted to make this quick video because this is something that I get a lot from prospective families who wanted their kids or themselves to join karate. So why do kids quit stuff? Okay, so they'll come to us and say, my child's quit other things before. I'm nervous about them quitting karate. I don't know if they're going to stay committed or want to do it. They're really young and maybe they're 3 or 4, even if they're older, like, I'm not sure if they're gonna stick with it or like it, okay? So I wanna go over why kids quit, so that way you're able to best make a decision for your family. So the first thing is, what is expectations versus reality, okay? So for kids, when they join something, have an expectation, right? So maybe they see some video game and they see a commercial for it. It looks super cool. It's got flying guys with capes and doing backflips and crazy rockets shooting out of the air, and there's fireworks going off. It looks amazing, right? But then when you get the game, start to play it, the reality is a little bit different, okay? Maybe there's puzzles involved, a lot of thought-provoking scenes you got to be able to figure out how to get through, okay? So you have the expectation, what they think it's going to be like, then you have the reality, okay? So maybe they want to play soccer, right? They see their mom or dad watching soccer, they're super into it, and they want to do it too, right? But then the reality is, it's a lot different, right? Like, yeah, you get to play soccer, but the reality is it's hard work. It's a lot of running, a lot of sweating, a lot of being bad at it at first, okay? So the reason is why kids quit stuff is the expectations versus reality, all right? So the first thing is progress, all right? So these are just like subdivisions I put in here. So they expect to be really good really fast, okay? And when they're not good at it right away, they quit. All right. The second thing is that difficulty, right? Like they think it's going to be easy. Like how hard could it be to kick this ball? Like I see this other person doing it, right? How hard could it be to hit the baseball off the tee? But of course it's difficult, right? Now in the beginning, it could be maybe a little bit easier, right? But the more advanced you get, the more difficult it is. All right. The third thing is fun. All right. And this one's huge. All right. Fun. So parents will say to me, I want my child to have fun. All right. And yes, it is important to have fun. Now you should do something that you hate, right? But it doesn't mean it has to be fun all the time. So one of the things that I did as a kid is my mom had me do karate, but besides that was she had me do piano, okay? And I played piano for 5 years, and I would say 80% of the time I hated it, okay? Because, it was difficult, I wasn't that good at it, right? So most of the time, and because of that, it wasn't always fun, all right? But now when I look back, I'm super happy I did that, right? And now when I want to revisit piano and I start playing now, I'm sad that I didn't stick with it. Like I quit like in between, right? Now, luckily I have a lot of those foundation skills that I'm able to use today, but I'm happy that my mom didn't let me quit every time I said during those 5 years, hey mom, piano's boring, I don't want to go. Mom, I'd rather watch Recess. Mom, by the way, Recess, the cartoon TV show, I hope you get it. Or, Mom, I'd rather watch, any TV than go to piano, right? Who wants to go to piano when you can watch TV or play video games, right? So kids think something's going to be fun. And even with us, they think everything is going to be fun with karate. But guess what? It's not going to be always fun. And your child has to learn how to be bored sometimes, okay? And the reason they're going to get bored is because of repetition. All right, if your child wants to be good at anything, they have to learn that repetition is the only way to be skilled enough to learn something, okay? So if you've ever read Malcolm Gladwell, famous author, speaker, one of the things he talks about is in order to be a master level at something, you have to have about 10,000 hours of focused practice, okay? So whether it's like LeBron James, Tiger Woods, whoever, and they have to have a ton of hours of practicing with full focus, all right? And they have to go through repetition. So do you think LeBron James gets bored maybe shooting free throws? Probably, right? Does Tiger Woods get bored chipping the ball in for a couple feet away? Probably, but that's what makes them so special, and that's what makes them amazing. So your child thinks everything's always going to be new and exciting, and in the beginning, it probably is. But eventually, it gets kind of boring because there's some repetition. All right, so that's why kids a lot of times quit. Now, the other thing is when kids say all of a sudden, hey, I don't want to do this anymore, and they start to whine and cry and beg they don't do it, what happens? Mom or dad quits, okay? So that's when mom or dad says, hey, I don't feel like dealing with this anymore, okay? I don't want to deal with your crying or whining. Okay, fine, you want to quit? Fine, forget it, right? And then, some parents will rationalize in their head and say, man, I don't want to make my child do anything they don't feel like doing. Okay, but what if your child said they didn't want to go to school tomorrow? Would you say, okay, that's fine? Or they don't want to brush their teeth? Well, you would if you know it's good for them, right? That's what parents do. You guide your children to do things that you think are going to be beneficial to them, okay? So often it's not even the kids that quit, it's the parents that quit because they don't want to deal with it anymore, all right? And this is a hard one because it's frustrating. Like, you have a job, you have all these things to deal with. So anyway, the next thing, there's no way to track progress. This is why a lot of kids quit things and this is why one of the reasons I want to quit piano is because, I would feel myself getting better. I might learn some new songs, but there's no way for me to really track my progress, right? So maybe you play baseball, maybe you play soccer, and like every year you get to you go to like the second grade level, the fourth grade level, and the sixth grade level, right? And you go to junior varsity, then varsity, or whatever. But like, there's not a lot of in between, right? There's no real way to track if you're getting better, right? Like, you might have an idea, you're dribbling better, shooting better, but there's no like real way to track that. So that's why kids usually quit stuff, okay? Now here's what we do at Action Karate. The first thing is we set realistic expectations. So we actually tell all of our students and parents when they join, we say, hey, if your child's going to do this, they're going to love it. They're going to have fun. But at some point, we're going to make things difficult. In fact, here's how our program works. Okay? So beginning over here, it's easy. Then it gets hard. Okay? And then easy. And then hard. And it goes all the way down. Okay? So easy, hard, easy, hard. Now, when things are easy, that's fun. Woohoo. Okay? Now, when things are hard, it might be kind of difficult. Okay, I'm horrible at drawing, but you get the idea. It might be kind of difficult, but this is where your child's going to learn. When things are easy and fun and new and exciting, great, okay? But they're going to learn when things are hard, and they're able to get past that. If they're able to learn when things are hard, and they go through this same process over and over where things are difficult, and they get past it, difficult and get past it, that's where they look back and say, wow, I did that. Right? That's where confidence is built. That's where they're able to meet other challenges in the future and say, wow, I can tackle any challenge because in karate, I thought I wasn't going to be able to learn that move or pass on that test or do whatever, and now and I did it, right? And if you're able to do it in one case, you're able to translate it to other areas of your life. So that's why we're able to help kids that's how we're able to help kids set realistic expectations, is by saying, hey, things are going to be hard. Are you willing to deal with things that are hard? And mom and dad, if you're going to join, we didn't need to know that when your child is saying karate is boring or they don't like sweating or it's too hard, then you're going to push them and encourage them. Because if you're going to quit, if you're going to say, hey, like, forget it, like, it's fine, you don't have to do it, I don't want to make you do anything, then it's not going to be a good fit. Because they're going to quit when things get hard, they're never going to learn anything the right way, you're going to be upset, we're going to be upset, it's never going to be a good fit. Okay? And that next part, that last part, so that's kind of like one and two. This last part, no way to track progress. Okay, so here's what we do differently, okay, is we actually have a tracking system, okay? And it's very systematized, all right? Tracking system, systematized, shocking, okay? So, and the way we are able to track our system is a belt system, okay? So we have belts. And the reason why this is so important is because it gives a tangible way for kids to be able to track their progress to their next belt. So first they earn their white belt, right? And then they could see, okay, wow, this is where I'm at. All right, I can see it. And then they earn their next belt, their yellow belt with us. And then their orange belt. And they're able to see not only their short-term goals, like what their next belt is, but their long-term goals, like what comes after that. And even for a young child, like 3 or 4, and all the way up to 10, 11, 12, for them to be able to visualize and see what a short-term goal is and be able to achieve it, and then achieve the next one, and see what a long-term goal is, that's extremely powerful, okay? And that makes the big picture a lot easier, okay? Because when you can track your progress and you know what comes next, that makes dealing with repetition and fun and progress, that makes everything a lot easier, okay? So that's what we do differently, and that's why people join our program. is because of these two things. Setting realistic expectations, like here's what we expect from you, and the tracking system so you're able to set and achieve short and long-term goals. Anyway, this is how our program works. If you have any questions, make sure to leave a comment or send us a message below. Also, if you love this and you're like, hey, I want my child to do this sort of thing, then I recommend watching our explainer video. It explains exactly how our program works step by step. And from there, we'll invite you to apply to our program for people who are really motivated, really want to see their child grow in our training program online from anywhere around the country. Thanks so much for watching. I am Matthew Brenner. Have a good day.